emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred, because it's a rivalry game, but keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
And he keeps it himself. A good decision there, and it gives this offense a first down. Looking to move it through the air. Makes the pass. Complete downfield. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll run the option. And the ball is free on the pitch. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover. So Notre Dame's offense has the ball for the first time. You know, yards figure to be hard to come by through the air, but some quarterbacks, Jesse, just love to go at the star corner.
Yeah, and this guy's got confidence. He's not afraid to go at anybody, but he better be careful because this cornerback is one of the best in the nation.
One of the best, no doubt. I think they will trust him on defense to make plays. So you got to make a decision. Is my guy good enough to beat him on the outside? I am fascinated by this matchup.
Looking to throw, it's Carr. Throws to the wideout. Makes the grab. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. A new set of downs after the completion.
Nice play there. And I know when you think Notre Dame football, you're thinking about running the football and all those NFL offensive linemen they have, but when you've got playmakers like him on the perimeter,
under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And that inside linebacker showing you the speed and the recognition. He saw a gap and saw a crease and a free path to the quarterback, and whoo, he took it.
Fires to the middle. Got his man. Good, solid tackle.
Wow, the quarterback knew he had to get that one to his receiver quickly on the in route. Did you see the velocity on that throw?
Off play action. They get enough rush, and it pays off the sack at the 20. They'll send out the kicker here. They pick the spot. It's going to be about a 37-yard attempt. Good, right down the boulevard. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And Navy will go back on the attack. They coughed it up on that last drive, but the defense really bailed them out, holding him to a field goal, Jesse.
Yeah, and I think the offense kind of got away from their identity a little bit on that last drive, David. They got to kind of get back to doing what they do.
Yeah, and hold on to the football. I mean, defense just did their job. Stopped them, held them to a field goal, limited the...
He is smashing people. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field. Running back's got some speed. Get it in his hands quickly. Throw it to him fast. Let him make somebody miss against a slower guy that's usually a linebacker.
Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now second down. Buys a little extra time. Outside the pocket, lets it go. He's got it. Got a lot of running room. Touchdown, Navy! That is the ultimate grab and go for the score.
Hey, coming into the game, you look at the stats and you say top 10 offense in scoring, so they better be able to create what? Explosive plays. Another explosive play. They've been doing it all year long. Those plays are backbreakers. Defenses just can't contain this offense.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They go to the draw. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And that play had no chance. And you self-pass, and you want to sneak the draw in there. The idea is to get those defensive linemen, Palmer, running up the field. But it's almost like they knew what was coming, and they shut that down quick.
Yeah, and so you're running the play. It's not going to be a great look defensively. As a quarterback, then, you've got to do a real good job trying to sell pass. And I think he just hurried it a little bit too much. That play didn't look like it was going to have a chance anyways, but the quarterback, he's got to be a better actor on those draw plays.
Looking to throw, it's Carr. Fakes the grab on the left. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
And these are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room.
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Tight end finds a soft spot. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on 4th down so much easier. Just trot him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
On the move from inside his 5. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. And here comes the Navy offense. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching.
Fires into traffic, is picked off. Didn't get much on the return, but what a huge play, and they are in business at the 24. Great spot to start this drive for the offense. They'll give it to the back. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. He's looking to throw, using the quick game. And he's able to shed 1 tackle and pick up pretty good yardage. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season.
And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Fighting Irish.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
That's caught. It's Nicholson. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Well, when you're running the drag route against man coverage like that, as a quarterback, you've got to put the ball out in front of your target. When you do that, you give the guy a chance to then advance the football up the field, pick up a first down like they did right there.
He'll pull it down and run. They finally get him on the ground, but not before he rips off enough for a first down.
These guys aren't human. I mean, they got to survey the field, throw the football, make big passes, and then guess what else? They pull the ball down, take off, and make big chunks of plays on the ground. It's just impossible to be on defense nowadays.
Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating an explosive play.
And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On second down, they'll take to the air. Finds his man. It's Hutchinson. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal.
This receiver is such a weapon. He has so much speed. He can generate explosive plays for your offense, not just running go routes and post routes, but how about throwing him the drag?
Touchdown, midshipman! He shed tackles right and left and housed it. Lining up to add another. And the extra point puts them on top by 1. So an 82-yard drive there. And it was closed out by the short yardage touchdown. They're lining up to boot it away. And he'll bring it back. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on up.
And down he goes back at the 3. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Give to the running back. Fighting off the defender. He's loose at the 15. And he breaks into the open. The 40. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Notre Dame. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the returner will be brought down. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. He wants to start this drive with a pass. He'll try to do it himself. Man, sometimes he's like trying to wrap up a ghost. He's out to the 27. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Going for it all. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. So with only seconds left in the half, here comes the field goal unit. This is going to have to be unleashed from 54 yards out. Kick is short, and he's going to try to make something happen. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Navy will kick it deep to get the second half underway. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Here come the Irish back on offense. They go to work in the third quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right. That pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different looking football.
He'll keep it himself. Dances away from one. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll run it from the gun. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Let's see what they've got on second down. Dropping back, it's Carr. Unloads to the wideout. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third down, he drops to throw. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Another incompletion on third down. The Irish send out the punt unit. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. And Navy will go back on the attack. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Quarterback on the keeper. He just has a nose for those little crevices to be able to find space, and he picks up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He wants to throw. Spits it out to the back. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming. And now on second down for this offense. Pre-snap motion quarterback trying to get a read. The pitch. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Hold it. Offense.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Second down coming up. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. He's looking for an open man on second down. It's complete. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35. Navy is clicking on all cylinders right now. He'll come out throwing on first down. Fires on the move. Incomplete, thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
In the last couple of weeks, man, you're getting a lot of consistency from this QB. And you got to love it as a play caller, man. You can drop him back. You can throw the ball a ton. You can trust him. Getting the ball to different wide receivers. He's really in a good groove the last couple of games.
And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. If they don't pick up this third down, let's see if they trust their field goal kicker after the miss on the last drive. Coming after him. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls in.
Navy quick to the line. Probably the only people upset about going for it on fourth down, the punters, who don't seem to see the field as much as they used to.
Not when you've got a running back like that. He just has like a sixth sense. He always seems like he can just find the crease, especially in these short yardage situations. He comes up with a huge play there on fourth down.
The sure hands, it's Nicholson. Several defenders there to get him on the ground.
The defense needs to have a plan for this guy. They weren't ready for that one. Drag route, running all the way across the field. The DB just can't stay with him because of his speed, and as a result, they give up a big one.
Into the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
He'll do it himself. Now the pitch. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on fourth down. A first down for the offense. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Wants to throw. It's Carr. They're bringing heat. And with the pressure on him, the quarterback goes down, and we've played 3 quarters here. Guys, we've come to the end of the quarter, and Notre Dame has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. He'll pull it down. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. And here comes the Navy offense. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those fourth down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession play.
Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. Goes to the option. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Nice job by the defense there, getting a stop on the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage. We know they've been burned a few times early in this game by the QB run, but they weren't going to let it happen there.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He's got it. And they bring him down, but did you see this freshman rifle that thing in there? Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. Pulls it in. It's Nicholson. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. New set of downs after that completion. Going up top on first down. Fires to the wideout. Finds a man on the right. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. I'm sure they hope they don't have to exhaust all 4 downs, but it probably is 4-down territory as they look to take the lead with a touchdown. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
Wants to throw on 2nd down. Got his man out of the backfield. Touchdown, Navy! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. And the extra point gives them a 1-point lead here in the 4th. They march 58 yards for the touchdown on that one. And they cap things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. The kickoff team takes the field to boot this one away. From inside his own, and he coughs it up inside the 20.
Wow, they narrowly avoid disaster there. They fumble the kick return, and if that goes to the other team, all the momentum is no longer with them. So a nice job being able to pounce back on that. The head coach breathing a huge sigh of relief.
Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on first down, setting up an easier 2nd down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big gain, but makes life really easy on me on 2nd down.
Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete.
You want to have a lot of success on defense, make the quarterback feel uncomfortable. This defense has been doing it time and time again, and you can tell this quarterback doesn't have a prayer.
Getting some heat. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
You can just see the excitement this defense has every play. They're almost wishing this quarterback drops back to throw because they know they're going to get home to him. That's the 6th time they've registered a sack.
That's caught. It's Williams. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. And that decision will be questioned for a while. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. Okay, Jesse, this is a little bit of a tight spot. You'd love to be aggressive enough to get the first down, but you've got to take care of the ball first.
No doubt. I was going to say, ball security is at a premium. You cannot turn the football over at this point. The defense has 3 timeouts left, David, so probably conservative play calling here. You're expecting them to try to run to ice this game.
Conservative, I know they're going to be aggressive, but I also know that 1 first down.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. Calling a timeout here. You have to avoid making a mistake in this situation. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. A touchdown here on 3rd and goal really ratchets up the game pressure. Stumbled to the ground.
And down here near the goal line, you've got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring him.
So you know the defense is going to be keying him too, right? Because he's hurting them a little bit in this game already. They're going to be finding a way to try to get some penetration, anticipating this guy to touch it again.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, midshipman.
And how about this offense? A big situation on 4th and goal, and you trust your running back. You trust your offensive line. You trust the physicality of this unit, and they reward that trust, and they punch it in for 6.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. And the returner will be dragged down. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. There's plenty of time to work with here, but they have to be highly efficient in their attack, Jesse.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too, Reese. Don't let the moment get...
And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. Back to throw, it's Carr. Blasted as he lets it go. Got him downfield. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. He spikes it, clock stops as they try to rally late. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. Pulls it in. It's Price. Obliterates him, still on the move. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
And that's a tough one to swallow, man. You got yourself in a position where you can go tie this football game. You're in a good spot. You're trying to move the ball down the field. Guys trying to make a play. Fumbles the football. Now you got to beg for the defense to somehow give you one more opportunity.
Well, they try to go quarterback design run on that play, but the defense just not buying it. Nice job, everybody playing downhill and making a tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
On the option. He'll pitch it. At the 20, he's got space. And that's what this option will do to you. They got the pitch man free, and he was off to the races. You know what's great?